Keeping Up with Jones, the Lonnie Jones podcast adventure, is sponsored by SJ&L General Contractors. They are licensed in both Alabama and Tennessee, and they provide services such as mass grading, storm drainage, sewer and concrete improvement, asphalt paving, erosion control, demolition, and heavy hauling. If you need any of these services, contact them 931-433-4660, 931-433-4660. Also, they are in need of heavy equipment operators, concrete finishers, CDL dump truck drivers, and pipe layers. If you're interested in employment with this family-owned business, you can go to the website www.sjnl.com. That's www.sjnl.com. It was at an intersection in Livingston, Tennessee. It was an SEC Saturday and traffic was coming and going. People were headed in to see the games and people were headed out to get snacks. There were folks headed to Del Hollow Lake because of the glorious fall weather, and football was the last thing on their mind. But a little piece of cloth caught all their attention. It was 8 inches by 11 inches or so, and it was cheap. It could not have cost more than $2, but it was lying on the ground in the middle of the intersection, and it was an American flag. A little black truck rolled through the intersection and did an abrupt U-turn and pulled onto the median. The driver got out. He didn't look particularly military or former military. In fact, there was nothing remarkable about him at all, other than maybe the fact that he looked a little sad. Everyone at the intersection noticed his focus, and some read his intent. He was not going to leave the flag in the road on the ground. The intersection was not controlled by a light. It was a four-way stop. A driver at the stop sign waved him forward, and traffic from all four directions stopped and waited. They all watched in silence as the man walked out, knelt, and rolled the flag. He carried it back to his little black truck and drove away. There was no fanfare. There was no applause. There were no horns honking. And other than this article, the event has probably been forgotten. There are some things you just can't ignore. I wish we could all learn to make a U-turn and stop and walk boldly into the intersection when we saw the hurting, the sad, the scared, the insecure, the unsaved, the friendless, the homeless, the penniless. Picking up a little flag stopped traffic that day. It was a thing of honor. It was an act of patriotism. If we just simply stopped and gathered up the wounded, spiritually, mentally, socially, emotionally, we wouldn't just stop traffic. We might make the world stop and take notice. But even if the world didn't stop and take notice, those small acts, those obscure things, make significant differences in the people who receive them. I actually coined the term significant obscurity. I'll probably end up writing a book about it one day. Significant obscurity is just doing those things that come from a personal moral compass. They come from an inner locus of control that when you see things, you simply say there are some things that you can't ignore. Holding a door, offering a smile, putting a hand on somebody's shoulder, paying for somebody's meal, stopping beside a car and just asking, hey, do you need help? All the things that we do, or if we did do, wouldn't get any attention. They won't write newspaper articles about them. They won't be on CNN. But at the same time, the person that you did them for, the isolated intersection in Livingston, Tennessee, could be impacted by them. Significant obscurity is not about changing the world. Significant obscurity is about changing your world. It's being a difference maker in an individual life. It's being a difference maker in one neighborhood, one classroom, one relationship, one friendship. It's doing those little things that seem innocuous, almost unimportant. It's doing those things in a setting that is obscure, and yet their impact on a single individual is what makes them significant. Real changes to the planet, real changes to the world, real changes to life don't usually happen on a global, sweeping, bestseller, billboard scale. Significance happens on an individual basis. Encouragement, love, support, help, benevolence, significant obscurity. It's not about changing the world. It's about making those simple, everyday, obscure choices and actions that change your world. There are 32 miles of cave passages in Cumberland Cavern. 333 feet underground is the Volcano Room. The Volcano Room is the site for the youth rally known as Erupt. It's an underground youth rally. It's an annual event. It takes place in October. The next Erupt is scheduled for October of 2021. Erupt is a sponsor of Keeping Up with Jones, the Lonnie Jones podcast adventure. If you'd like more information, you may contact them at eruptyouthRally@gmail.com. That's eruptyouthRally@gmail.com. Or check out their website for more information, 3 W's and a dot, eruptyouthRally.com, www.eruptyouthRally.com.